Tonight's WCTV game of the week between these 5-0 Summit Spartans and the Clarksville Northwest Vikings coming in here at 3-2. Michael Williams on the call tonight. Parker Hazard, our eyes in the skies. He's the one that has done the homework, and he's here to tell us all about what we need to know about the game.
Well, Michael Williams, thanks for having me once again. Week 6, WCTV game of the week, as Nicholson returning for Clarksville Northwest, picking the ball up inside of his own 5. Not a good start from the field for the Vikings, but non-region game for the Spartans. 5-0, 1-0 in their region against a Vikings team that started off the season 3-0, started hot on a 2-game losing streak, trying to come in here in enemy territory and give Summit a good football game tonight, as the Vikings and their wing T offense get started inside their own 5-yard line.
So Northwest starts inside right about the 5-yard line. Good kick return, or kick coverage rather. And first carry of the night gains about 2 yards. We noticed earlier, Parker Hazard, that one of the stars for the Spartans, George Odemegwu, not dressed out tonight. Number 23, expected a lot from him. Runs both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively.
Not sure what it is tonight. Maybe giving him a rest with the non-region game. Like you said, yes, first time this year actually playing full-time 2 ways as he shares time with in the secondary as a safety, kind of their center field guy on defense.
So Northwest goes to the air again. This pass is complete, close to the 15-yard line, a little short of the first down.
Yeah, that was a really good pass there. And not sure exactly, can't really read the numbers on there. We don't have positions on these rosters, but that was a nice little quick 2-step drop by the quarterback for the Vikings and finding his open receiver on the slant and giving him a nice 3rd and short opportunity here.
Lamari Kincaid, number 32, on the reception, brings up 3rd down and 1 as Northwest runs into the pile of people right there. Don't know if they have the first down or not. Looks close enough, and they'll go ahead and move the sticks. So Northwest on their first down of the evening. They move it just to the 15-yard line for a 1st down and 10.
So Tavares Alberry there for the Vikings, another ball carrier in that split wing T offense by the Vikings. Good job doing a mix of run and pass, did Northwest, getting out from the inside of their 5-yard line and away from their end zone a little bit, and giving a little spread look here with quarterback sending his running back out to the right side for a screen.
So that is John Redden on the QB position. Nicholson picks up another 1st down.
Yeah, Paul. Excuse me, Michael. Kind of think about Paul Brees, our other commentator up here. Yeah,
I understand it's difficult to keep us separated.
On that play there, the quarterback sending Nichols out wide, had his receivers lined up in front of him for a great screen and great pass open up downfield for a 1st down, and the Vikings are moving.
So new quarterback already, and doesn't go anywhere as that Spartan defense knocks it down about the 30-yard line to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of personnel changes that Northwest is doing. It's kind of hard to keep up so far.
I'll call that must have been a wildcat as Redden makes his way back into the play. There you see the Summit High School defense.
Strong defense for the Spartans. Bell, Bremeyer, Arnold, Wade, Caleb Jolly, Harud, Wells, Wirtz, Lebel, Brady Pierce, and supposed to be George Odemegwu tonight, but he will be taken off this evening. Great pass and catch there,
so Redden will
for the Vikings.
Redden completes it to McCullen just outside the 35-yard line, about 5 yards short of the 1st down. As we try to get on the same page here with our rosters, Northwest comes in wearing the white uniforms and the blue numbers. A little difficult for us to see.
Looks like they're actually silver. We're getting burdened by the silver numbers, but looks like Redden and number 10 Albury for the Vikings are switching duties as he takes the direct snap at quarterback and gets some space there, Michael. Almost to the 50-yard line.
So Albury comes up over the 45-yard line, enough for the 1st down, and these Northwest Vikings, like Parker said, come into the game 3-2 just shy of midfield, about the 48-yard line. And we're just underway here in the first quarter, 8:30 to go. And Northwest marching steadily down the field against this Spartan defense. Redden again to his tailback. That is Nicholson, and he finds a little bit of daylight and makes it out into Spartan territory to about the 43-yard line, we'll call it.
Michael, I like what they're doing here with the personnel change, picking up good first down yardage with Redden, and then bringing in Albury with the more of the option look, direct snap. And so far, the Spartans haven't been able to decipher between the run and pass. A little movement up front there, but the Spartans defense kind of on their heels.
So false start by Northwest will back them up 5 yards. There you see Coach Brian Coleman, the head coach for the Summit Spartans. He's got his squad at a perfect 5-0 on this year.
Yeah, this is the first year that Coach Coleman's going to have, has a larger roster and not having as many two-way guys. So a lot of his offensive and defensive linemen and his linebackers are going to be more one-way guys. So their depth and everything will be intact, able to stay on the field with that.
So the pass knocked down there at the line of scrimmage, and Summit's defense now kind of tightens up a little bit after the penalty. Brings up 3rd down and 6.
Sophomore Keaton Wade in on the play, as we see here, keeping his eyes on the quarterback and deflecting the pass down. Big 3rd and 6 for Northwest.
So Redden comes back in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Spreads out this Summit Spartan defense, goes and got his man. Nice pass and catch to McCullen. And he crosses the 35-yard line for another first down for Northwest.
Redden paid the price there, took a nice hit, staying in the pocket, but getting his pass, as we saw McCullen stopping short of that inside of that zone defense, knowing where his sticks were. Great pass and catch, and good accuracy by Redden.
So again, 1st and 10. Northwest on Summit's side of the field now. Again, the give inside. No, this time it is to Nicholson once again. He'll have about 4 yards on the play.
It's a good little first stutter step Nicholson had to the right. Kind of had the linebacking core jump to the left just a tad, and then had that cut upfield. Good blocking up front by the Vikings. And as we see there, green numbers. Not blue or silver. Shows how much my eyes are working tonight.
So Northwest kind of throwing this Spartan defense off with this musical quarterback game.
Just now noticing, Michael, sorry to interrupt, but that offensive line for the Vikings got some big boys up front.
So again, new quarterback. This time finds nobody as Summit will take the quarterback down just inside the 30-yard line. Maybe a pickup of a yard. This will bring up 3rd and about 4 yards.
Seemed a little uncomfortable on that play. Did Albury dropping back to pass? We've seen him run so far. Coming back in again for this 3rd and 4 play is Albury. See if the Spartans can stand tall here on 3rd down.
So Tavares Albury, number 10, they'll switch him out with John Redden at quarterback. Albury again, this time can't decide who wants it, but Albury, he'll take it, and he is up across the 20-yard line and appears to have the first down, and he does have the first down as they move the sticks on the other side of the field. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and Northwest has had the ball, every bit of it. He's taking another look.
Michael, that was an amazing play and decision by Albury, and the communication with Nicholson, keeping the ball, staying behind his blockers downfield, and great play on 3rd down, keeping the chains moving, and like you said, keeping that defensive Summit on the field.
Albury again at quarterback. Two receivers left and right. He's got his man, number 2, that's Nicholson again, and he's chopped down just inside the 15-yard line.
I love that first step of Nicholson after he gets the ball. Each time he carries it, and right there, I think he had that full head of steam, ran right into his blocker and the Summit defender. Almost had more green grass in front of him, but good 7-yard first down gain.
So 7 minutes now off the clock, and Northwest has had the ball the entire time, marching steadily down the field.
I love it.
Again, the give inside, and this time nothing doing as the Spartans sniff it out and drop the ball carrier for a loss of about 3 yards.
Looked like Jesse Bridmeyer there. First one to meet Nicholson in the backfield. Great stop.
And there you see the Northwest coaching staff. Can the Spartans hold right here? It's 3rd down and 6 from the 15.
Michael, that was the first play that the Spartans actually were able to get downhill, if you will, and stop Nicholson.
Albury again at quarterback. This time the give to Mickelson, and he's stopped once again. And will bring up the 4th down. So finally the Spartan defense holds, and Northwest looks like they march on the kicking unit, and they will.
That was a great job there by number 16 for the Spartans. Hayden Bell jumping off that blocker and getting Nicholson in the backfield, forcing this about a range field goal here. Yeah.
About a 33-yard field goal attempt. Up and
that looks good.
Straight and true. So Northwest strikes first. However, after a steady offensive march, they're only able to come away with a field goal. So the Spartans have to feel pretty okay about that. At least they didn't give up the touchdown. And now we get to see the Spartan offense come on the field with the Wade twins, excuse me.
Yeah, you could look at that as a win for the Spartan defense, Michael. For sure, not giving up any more than 3. But the main factor is the amount of time they were on the field. And, Coach Coleman and that Spartan offense is hoping that Destin Wade and Keaton Wade and Andrew Pierce and the rest of that offense of the Spartans can give the defense a little rest. But I also want to go back to Huggins, Mr. Huggins, number 44. That field goal there, that had at least another 15, 18 yards on it. Great kick there by the young man for the Vikings, showing that special teams matter too.
Well, some dedicated parents, looks like, have showed up tonight for Northwest. All the way the hour-and-a-half drive down from Clarksville. But plenty big crowd tonight for the Spartans as they are celebrating homecoming here. Looks like Hawaiian night. As you see the student section shaking the cell phones. So the Spartans set to receive now in what will be their first offensive possession. This one looks like it can be returned, and it will be returned.
Cotton's got some space.
So chopped down just outside of the 25-yard line, and Summit takes over 1st and 10.
Yeah, Jacavian Cotton there on the return, Michael. Good blocking up front by the special teams unit of the Spartans. Almost able to sniff out some extra green grass on the return. Decent field position start for Summit.
So Jacavian Cotton, the 11th grader. And now we see our first look at Destin Wade tonight, the quarterback, the 10th grader for the Spartans. His brother Keaton Wade, his twin brother, number 7. We'll see a great deal of both of the twin brothers tonight.
And keep an eye on here on the near side, number 17, Andrew Pierce, senior, first year playing football, making an impact on the offense for Summit.
So quick swing pass is complete, and will go for maybe 5 yards to his brother Keaton Wade, who slung out of bounds just outside the 30-yard line.
There's one of many times we will be saying both of their names in the same play, Mike.
Second down and 6, the ball at the 32.
And Destin Wade and this Summit offense last week against Overton had a very very good night moving the ball on offense.
So 2nd down 6. Wade again, that give inside, and Northwest, nothing doing. As the ball carriers drop just shy of the 30-yard line, maybe a loss of 2 yards on the play.
Great push up front by the Vikings defense. John Casey having no room to get anything, not even a first step. And that big defensive line, as mentioned before, that played both ways on offensive line as well of the Vikings, getting in there, setting up 3rd and long.
So Wade spreads his troops out. Casey again just comes in motion.
Looking at his brother.
Wade will roll to the right and overfire his receiver. And so that will bring up a quick 3 and out for the Spartans.
Grayson Hill overthrown by Keaton Wade there. And Michael, that was a 3 and out by the Spartans offense. Great job by the Vikings defense on their first play. And after this punt should be first defensive possession, I should say. And after this punt, going to get good field position.
So Brady Pierce set to kick it away for the Spartans. Shanks that one just a little bit. See what kind of roll he gets, and goes sideways and will fall dead just inside the Northwest 40-yard line, where they'll take over 1st and 10. So we started off with Northwest with a steady march down the field, and the Spartans come away with a 3 and out. And you've got to think, Parker Hazard, that this Summit defense might be a little gassed after having spent the first 7.5 minutes playing defense.
Well, they didn't get the time of rest they were looking for, Michael, but at the same time, like I mentioned before, this year they do have a lot more guys playing one way instead of two on the defense, and do have depth on the defensive side, able to move guys in. But
so
what a first down
Nicholson, number 2, up to midfield, close to the first down.
Look, I think that was number 10.
Was that Albury again?
That was Albury there on the first down run and first down carry.
So they'll go ahead and give him the first down at midfield. What a carry that was. Straight up the gut, and no finesse there, just straight power. And the Vikings will have it 1st and 10, 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. As Albury again at quarterback checks the sidelines for his play.
Better hurry, down to 2 on the play clock. Looking to pass.
And that is way overthrown.
Goodness gracious. Looks like Wirtz there in coverage, number 6 for the Spartans. And another inch or 2 on his height. Might have been taken the other way for 6 for the Summit defense. But Albury got away with one there.
The 2nd down and 10. Minute 50 to go. This time 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Looks like Albury again at quarterback. He looks to his left and takes off with it up the gut, and will pick up about 7 yards on the play before he's brought down.
Good idea by Albury. Not feeling the pocket kind of get a little smaller, not seeing anything downfield, and getting a positive gain on 2nd and long, using his legs and vision downfield to make it a 3rd and short. And we'll see what this Viking offense decides to do. I can imagine number 2 will be getting the ball in some capacity on this play, Michael.
So 3rd down and 4 as we tick to about a minute to go here in the first quarter. Albury again, that give inside to Nicholson, and again,
short.
The Spartans sniff it out and drop out Nicholson short of the first down.
Keaton Wade in there on the spot, and Bremeyer in there again delivering that last-second hit. All over the field is number 40 so far tonight for the Spartans, and I think Vikings are going to go here.
So 4th and 3, here comes Northwest. Can the Summit defense hold here? Albury again at quarterback, and he'll take it up the gut himself and find some daylight on that right side.
Oh, my.
And he'll have the first down before finally being cut down inside the 30-yard line of Summit. So a huge first down on a 4th and 4th and long play. And Northwest again has life with 24 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Tavares Albury keeping his guys alive. Summit forcing everybody to the right, and Albury able to bounce out to the right side, and he had all the room in the world. And just as the Summit Spartans seem to get that momentum on defense, Albury pulls something out of the hat and keeps that ball and chains rolling.
So that'll take us to the end of what was a very fast first quarter. Northwest on top 3-0 as we enter the second quarter of play here on this last Saturday or this last Friday of September. You're listening to the WCTV Game of the Week. Hopefully you're watching us stream live on either Facebook or YouTube. Next week we are at the Battle of Franklin between Centennial and the Franklin Rebels. That will be at Centennial's house. Centennial also celebrating homecoming tonight as they play Shelbyville.
And that game next week, Michael, that's going to be a big 6A region matchup. Franklin desperately needing to get in the win column in that strong 6A division after Brentwood upsetting Ravenwood last week and opening up the top of that region.
Boy, what a weekend last weekend,
Goodness gracious.
Ravenwood upset at Brentwood. What a huge crowd that was last weekend. You guys on the call up here at Franklin and Independence had an overtime game.
That just blew every expectation Paul and I both had out of the water for that game. What an overtime thrilling game.
I had never seen a crowd so huge at a high school football game as I saw last week.
Didn't
between
they say
Brentwood.
About like 8,000 or 9,000 people there or something like that?
It wouldn't surprise me at all. You couldn't find a seat or a parking spot anywhere. So here we go. First down and 10. Northwest on the march again from the Summit 27-yard line. This time the give, it looks like, to Nicholson again. Got to stop calling him Phil Mickelson. Nicholson takes it up to the 20-yard line, close to the first down.
Caleb Jolly in to make the stop, leaving it to only 4 yards on the carry. Good, positive first down carry there for Nicholson. And a few hands on hips over there on the defensive side of Summit on the field.
Unseasonably warm.
It is a little bit, but I think, as you mentioned earlier, how fast that first quarter was. Vikings keeping the ball on the ground and moving it very efficiently and just keeping that clock running and just wearing down this Summit defense.
So Albury, again, that looked like him all the way. And Summit will form the scrum right there before he gets to the 20-yard line. So stops short of the first down.
Jesse Breimeyer and company there for the Spartans. Getting a yard loss. So,
well, Summit has been in this position before in the first quarter where they a lot of bend but don't break. And can they do it again? 3rd down and 4. Northwest came away with a field goal in the first quarter. That's the only scoring that we've had for the game thus far.
New quarterback again, Michael, number 16 for the Vikings, Ethan Tackett.
Sure enough, this is our 3rd quarterback. Tackett, he'll roll out, and that will be picked off. So Summit will take the pick. And as Parker Hazard noted, there is a flag on the field. This looks like it may be in the area of holding.
Possibly defensive holding there in the secondary where it is on the 20-yard line. We'll see what Mr. Official says. See if we can see anything on the replay. But Tackett coming in strictly for this pass play, you can tell. And not a bad pass, just got away from him. And works in to make a great interception. As we see there, Michael, penalty negated. It was against the Vikings, so Spartan ball.
So I think that was a cut block that was called on Northwest.
Got it.
And obviously the Spartans will deny that or decline that, and they'll take over 1st and 10 from just outside their own 20-yard line.
Well, Michael, the Summit defense answered your question, how they're going to come out on that second possession of the Vikings. So let's see if their offense can pick them up.
Wade rolling to his right,
Nice
got
pass.
his man, and just out of bounds That is number 28, Cotton.
Yeah, I was going to say good luck with that first name.
Yeah.
But great catch by Mr. Cotton. Great throw by Destin Wade as well, catching him in stride. Able to keep his momentum up, but nice solid 4.5 gain there on first down.
So they'll call it 2nd down and 5 from the 25. Wade again sending every one of his troops to the left, and this time finding a little daylight up to the 30-yard line. That is Hill on the carry.
Grayson Hill getting his first carry of the ball game. Summit spreading the ball out.
And Summit comes to the line very quickly. We saw them do it against Franklin a couple of weeks ago. And again, Wade here finds some daylight on that right side and rumbles and stumbles his way to the 45-yard line as a flag comes in late. And we'll have a hold on Summit, so this one will come back. Was an illegal block in the back, rather.
And as you mentioned, Michael, first look that we get to see of the no-huddle, hurry-up offense of the Spartans. I liked how they had to spread out on that on the run play, off-tackle run by Cotton, and then, Hill, and then on that play, just a straight quarterback keeper. Great blocking up front by Keaton Wade as well for his brother, but unfortunate hold call.
Well, I guess they call that a spot foul because they go ahead and give Wade the first down. So 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line of Summit.
Spread the ball out.
Wade again looking, will roll to his right, fires deep. He's got his man.
Mr. Pierce.
Caught.
Wide open.
Touchdown, Summit.
Wow, what a throw.
That is Andrew Pierce.
As I mentioned before, Michael, Andrew Pierce, first year of playing football, showing off his speed, the senior.
Call it a 68-yard touchdown pass.
I can't wait to see this replay, Michael, to see how he was able to break free so quickly.
There you see the flags running around the field, and the kick is up by number 15. That's Mooney, and the Spartans with the first touchdown of the game.
Well, that did not take very long or very much time off the clock. All right, so here we go. First of all, great blocking up front by the Spartans. A little bit of hands to the face, but regardless, Wade feeling the pressure, rolls out, and a bomb, at least about 40 yards downfield, and Mr. Andrew Pierce with his second target tonight. 68-yard touchdown for the senior to go in that box score tonight. Michael, we have a football game.
So Pierce is senior. This is his first year playing college ball, playing high school football, huh?
It is his first year. Braden Pierce, his little brother, I believe. I hope I did not. And Andrew Pierce, yes, and then Brady Pierce, I believe, on the defense, one of the defensive players. He is a sophomore, and Coach Coleman had tried to pique Andrew's interest for the longest time, and finally over the summer last year was able to get him, and has become a very good contribution to the Spartan offense and defense, with a huge interception last week, that led to points.
So Mooney set to kick it away. And will squib it. This one comes short to the up back. And Northwest will start off with some nice field position after the squib kick up just beyond the 35-yard line, where the Vikings will take over 1st and 10. 9:09 here to go in the second quarter.
Gutsy move there by Austin Walker there on the return, but like you said, it paid off with good field position here for the Vikings. See what their answer is.
Looks like Albury again at quarterback. This time,
Oh, no.
ball comes free, and Albury able to pounce on it, but not after about a 6-yard loss on the play.
Wow, I thought Keaton Wade was able to get in there and get the ball. Good job by Albury there to save the day and drive for the Vikings. And I think Tackett, I believe, might be coming in for quarterback here on 2nd and long, Michael. And I take that back. Here comes Albury.
Bring up 2nd down and about 14 for the Vikings, the ball at their own 33.
So a loss of about 4 on the play brings up 2nd down, 14. Albury again at quarterback.
Summit loading it up. Nobody deep up the middle.
And Albury's got his man. This time, I believe that is number 22, Mario Fields.
Good read by Albury, seeing there was nobody back playing center field for the Spartans' main defense, and Fields able to beat his man on the inside on the slant. Good throw and catch.
So they get a nice chunky yardage back at the 2nd and long, brings up 3rd down and 2. Albury again trying to draw his people off sides.
A little bit
And
of
the Summit parents livid after that because it looked like Albury took a step forward, and now Northwest will call a timeout. So, and they might have a case here, Parker, because it looked like Albury took a big jump forward right there, which could have been called a false start, and that's what these Summit parents were. I think they were harping about that and yelling at the referee.
It could have been, but it also, the way he stepped up to the line, it looks like he was going to start barking out cadences and different signals to change up the play, and obviously was given a hard count. I don't know, that there is argument on both sides. I think it possibly, a good no call. Luckily, the Spartans defense, even though they did jump, didn't get any type of neutral zone infraction. So
the referee's coming over to, I guess, explain themselves to Coach Coleman, because he was over there kind of jumping as well. You can see him over on the sideline, and he's quite animated.
Well, the Vikings are going to line up the ball.
They're going to line up the ball. They can't do anything until the referees get into place.
Hey, I like it. Why not? These boys are ready to play, Michael.
Referees or no referees.
This is a ball game. They know they're in it.
So 3rd down and 2. And with Albury again on that sweep to the left side, and he'll be chopped down. That is Nicholson, rather. He takes the direct snap.
Breimeyer and John Casey in there to stop him. Good 3rd down defense by the Spartans, forcing a punt.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 2. As the Vikings again set to kick it away. Now, we saw this a couple of weeks ago with Summit when they played Franklin. Coach Coleman does not put anybody back. Well, now they do. Giarratano goes back to receive.
Ooh.
Nearly blocked. Giarratano, he'll come up and make the fair catch. Called it, but the Northwest player wrapped him up anyway, and that will draw a flag.
Austin Walker had his eyes on the ball as he was playing as the gunner for the Vikings. Did not see the fair catch call by Liebel, and that's going to be called every time. And after that quick drive, and finally the offensive Summit getting into the groove and getting that first score out of the way. Don't want to help them out with field position.
So the Spartans take over 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. 6:48 to go in the half. Pierce again on the sweep, and he'll be bottled up by that Northwest defense. Maybe a loss of 2 yards on the play.
Austin Walker, a part of that gang tackle with Crawford as well.
2nd down and about 12 for the Spartans.
Good way to make up after that penalty.
So loss of 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 12. Wade again.
A lot of pressure.
Looking to his left side and dances out of it and runs into some trouble. Now back to his left side.
There he goes.
And finds some green and has a first down and a little bit more as he crosses midfield, and thought he may have lost the ball there for a second as a Northwest player came out with it. But looks like the Spartans will maintain possession as Wade able to dance his way out of trouble and make it up to the 50-yard line.
Dance his way out of trouble, as we see here, more like run a track meet, as he finally gets free on the left side. And we'll see if the ball comes out. Yeah, ball comes out after contact on the ground, so good no call there by the officials, and great run by Destin Wade. As we see Coach Goins there on the sidelines taking in this game, our county athletic director.
So the sweep to Pierce this time finds a little daylight on that right side, and he has some more green. We've got a flag in the backfield, however, and this one looks like it'll likely come back.
Just hate to see that there. As our former athletic director, Jamie Qualls, there as well with Coach Goins. An unfortunate illegal shift there. That was a good play design by the Spartans and great run by Pierce, although nothing doing with that.
So back the Spartans up, loss of 5 on the play, brings up first down and 15. 5:26 to go in the half. The Spartans on top 7-3.
Here comes pressure.
Wade again, and he is in big trouble this time. Can't find a soul, and finally finds his man.
Wow.
And his receiver, I believe that's Ethan Jones, bails his quarterback out.
Turned a 20-yard loss into a 2-yard loss there, Michael. Wow.
So it could have been a huge disaster, comes in as just a minimal disaster. Second down and 12. It's time to give to number 28, that is Cross, and he'll be dropped in the backfield. And this kind of a disastrous series for the Spartans.
Cotton had nowhere to go on that ball there, Michael. Treverion Crawford with another tackle in there for a loss. Getting in the backfield multiple times tonight is Crawford for the Vikings. And 28 Cotton nowhere to go as the Spartans forced to spread it out here on 3rd and long, Michael.
3rd down and 17. The Spartans have to get up to the 40-yard line of Northwest for a first down. Wade looking, throws off his back foot, and this one caught. Once again, that might be a play of the week. Is that Williams?
It looked to be number 21. Grayson Hill, the senior for the Spartans. Number 2, Nicholson had him dead to rights, undercut the football, trying to go for the pick and missed it. Hill able to keep concentration in his eyes on the ball, and another long passing catch by Destin Wade, this time to Hill. And Michael Williams, that live arm and live action from that spread offense of the Spartans coming alive. Coming alive tonight. Unfortunately, we will not get to see a replay on that one. But I do remember, Michael, that Destin Wade had plenty of time in that pocket, and right as he was getting some heat, just fired it down the field. Triple coverage at that. And a fortunate catch by Hill. And momentum 100% in the Spartans' hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can get these really cool bags.
So we'll call it a 52-yard touchdown pass from Wade to Grayson Hill. Wade again leaning back. He had 3 sets of hands in his face, but he's able to fire the ball out of there And Hill able to make the miraculous catch, spin away from trouble, and race to the end zone. And now the Summit Spartans with a 14-3 lead, 3:46 to go in the half. Mooney again set to kick it away. This time again squibs it to the up back. And finding some daylight now. And tripping over his own feet, looked like maybe one of his men got in the way. I believe that is Giarantano with a nice return. I think he may have tripped over his own man's feet right there.
Looks like an unfortunate case of a sniper in the building tonight, Michael. And he had nothing but end zone in front of him. Nonetheless, cannot be upset with that return, and great field position for the Vikings. Greatly needed after that quick score and huge momentum swing that the Spartans had on that last possession.
So hit a massive gravity pocket right there. 3:33 to go in the half now.
I like that.
Thank you.
Albury still in the game.
So Tavares Albury, the quarterback, has been for a while now. And straight up the gut, he'll pick up maybe a yard on the play.
A little confusion there with Nicholson. Ran right into him and luckily was able to hold on, keep a hold of that ball. Yeah, I wonder, Redden might have been shaken up on that long pass from their first possession, Michael, and I think that's why Albury has stayed in the game. And, I mean, so far so good. We'll see how they continue to use him, but as the points that we assume that will continue to pile up for the Spartans, we need to see that ball continuing to move for the Vikings.
So quickly to the line now, the Spartans 2nd down and 9.
Better go.
And that play clock will just hit 0.
Oh, they were able to get a timeout.
They got the timeout called, which gives us a stoppage of action. We can talk about some things here. Again, the Spartans coming into this game 5-0. They've got a huge matchup next week against a region rival, Page.
Huge.
Again, our WCTV game of the week will be at Centennial High School for the annual Battle of Franklin. This time against the Cougars and the Franklin Rebels.
Michael, you mentioned next week's matchup for Summit against Page. Out of those 6 teams in the region, only 2 of them have played 2 games, and that's Columbia and Lincoln County sitting at 1-1. So Page and Summit locked at 1-1 or 1-0 at the top of that region. First of 5 in a row, I believe, 4 in a row region games for Summit, and a big test next week. But right now, the Vikings of Northwest staying in this game and giving them a fight here at home in homecoming.
So Albury again, this time to Nicholson, and Nicholson fights his way close to the 45-yard line, maybe a gain of 2 yards on the play. That brings us to 2.5 minutes to go in the half.
Keeping the ball on the ground. The first 2 plays not able to produce much on the ground, so we'll see what Albury in this offense of the Vikings does. 3rd and long here. Would like to get it close to the first down, possibly 4-down territory as well.
So 3rd down and 7. Here are the Vikings from their Summit 45.
Wow.
That one out to Nicholson again. He's got some green in front of him.
What a cut.
And he'll have enough for the first down up close to the 30-yard line.
Goodness gracious. Last-second desperation throw by Albury, catching Nicholson on that little screen. And see how close to disastrous this was. Oh, my goodness. Nicholson able to stay with it, keep the clock and chains rolling here. See if the Vikings can get some momentum going into the half.
So under 2 minutes to go here. Albury again, he's calling his whole number the whole time, and he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage as Summit's defense says nothing doing.
Great stop there by Breimeyer. Again, his name and number all over the field for the Spartans defense. And if we were worried about that defense getting tired, So far, they are standing tall.
Some big old Northwest fellas right there. And they've had a nice night, but a couple of big pass plays from Summit.
And that's the problem with Northwest's depth. Those guys out there on the offensive line, 75% of them are on the other side.
Alberry, again, this time finds a little bit of daylight.
Ooh.
And will lower the boom and get across the 25-yard line or inside the 25-yard line.
Gavin Wells making the stop. So they weren't able to get the first down, Michael. Inside 30 seconds, 3rd and 3.
They're not showing a whole lot of urgency here.
No, not at all. Big hit there that Albury initiated there.
So they send 3 receivers to the left. Albury again calls his own number and gets up to the 20-yard line. They must have a timeout left.
I know they have one.
But the clock continues to tick away, and there's the timeout. So not a great management of the clock right there on Northwest part. As they get up to the 20-yard line, they're not going to have enough they've got enough time for one more play, perhaps 2.
Well, we know their kicker has a leg and able to, kick from here, but 9.1 seconds trying to get on the board.
So they pretty much have to go to the end zone right here. Albury, again, he'll step up, looking, and crosses the 15, and that will blow it up.
Good effort, though.
So Albury stops short, and that will bring up the end of the half. So at the end of 1, we've got Summit 14 and Clarksville Northwest 3. We're back on the other side with second half action here in a little bit. Back at Summit High School for second half action between the Northwest Vikings and the Summit Spartans, who come into this game 5-0, threatening to make it 6-0 with a 14-3 lead. Michael Williams alongside Parker Hazard as the Vikings are set to kick it away in the opening third quarter action. And this one will bounce into the end zone. And the Spartans will take over 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. Parker Hazard, what did we see in the first half?
First half, I saw a great first possession by the Northwest Vikings, keeping the defensive Summit on the field. And a good defensive stand by the Vikings as well on Summit's first possession of the first half. But on the other hand, the offensive side of Summit, ever since that first possession, they have scored every time they've touched the ball. And the Vikings are treading, the water is getting deeper as the Spartans with the ball first this half and with momentum on their side.
So Wade on the give from his brother. This is Keaton Wade, and he'll be chopped down just outside the 30-yard line. So first carry, first down for the Spartans.
It's a great run there by Keaton Wade. And as I was saying, I think the Spartans are going to score fast here to start the second half, Michael, and kind of make a statement and put the pressure on Northwest side.
So 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Again, Destin Wade rolling to his right. Got his man, another great catch.
Great
this time
throw
by John Casey. And Casey again crosses the 40-yard line. Maybe a pickup of 7 yards on the play.
Geritano in there, number 5 for the Vikings for the tackle. Great throw and catch. Destin Wade there too.
So Wade again to his brother this time, Keaton Wade, and Keaton Wade again into Northwest territory. Across the 45-yard line, another first down, and you might be right, Parker Hazard. These Spartans come out in the second half. Tell me that stat again that you told me before the game started.
Well, I was going to say, I think I can only say that this depth on the defense has got to be getting tired for Northwest as we see the downhill running ability of the Spartans opening up. But as far as I'll get to you after this play here.
21 on that sweep is Grayson Hill. He had the big touchdown catch in the first half. Flag comes in late.
I was going to say that I think they're going to get number 3, John Casey, there for the block in the back / hold.
We've got 2 flags. One comes in late and one's lying on the field at about the line of scrimmage. So the nice hill run there will likely be negated, and they'll march it backwards. Hill with a huge touchdown reception in the first half of about, what did we say, 52 yards?
Yeah, that was 52 into triple coverage, able to catch the ball that was almost deflected, and then a 48 or 62-yard pass before that to Andrew Pierce.
So Wade again rolling right.
There he is with Pierce.
Again, Pierce on the reception, and he'll be marched out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Picks up maybe, well, close to the 40-yard line, and gets some of that yardage back off after the penalty. So brings up, bring up 2nd down and 6.
I love it when Destin Wade gets the opportunity to show off his arm, especially on the run, and just the accuracy and precision and the strong arm by this sophomore. Showcasing that tonight, and great route running by his receivers all night long as well.
So Northwest comes up. They stack the line and false start.
It's 2 already on this one drive, Michael, on that Summit offense. Slowing down that momentum, keeping them back, and giving Northwest the time to catch their breath and make this fast-paced offense slow down a little bit.
So we'll call it 2nd down and 12. Just outside the 45-yard line. Wade again out to his twin brother.
Nice catch.
There's Keaton Wade finding some daylight, and he will drag some tacklers across the 35-yard line, and the Spartans will again look like they have the first down, as big Keaton Wade, twin brother of Destin Wade, hauled some tacklers downfield, and again the Spartans will have the first down. They line up quickly.
Looking to move the ball fast.
Wade again on the rollout. This time he's got his man once again. I want to say that's Ashton Lebel. Announcer will call him Ashton Lebel. But again, Parker Hazard, Wade marching his troops downfield.
Just a simple bootleg, naked bootleg by the quarterback, and with the soft man defense, those crossing routes are open all day so far on this drive for the Spartans, and another flag down.
So Keaton Wade, he'll be wrestled down at about just outside the 15-yard line, but again, the flag came in very quickly, and I want to say that might have been a false start on the Spartans again. That's exactly what it is. It'll back them up another 5 yards.
Yeah, some little legal procedure there.
Well, the quick strike offense looks great on paper, but you've got to be Johnny on the spot with it, don't you? Because it is rife with mistakes.
That's very true, and it seems whenever they pick up the pace and go no huddle and kind of have that plan play, they're getting a little happy feet there on the line. But I don't think that's going to slow the ball down from getting in the end zone, barring any time.
So number 21 this time, that is Grayson Hill again, and he'll march close to the 10-yard line, close to the first, gets a nice chunk of yardage back from that big penalty. Puts it close right at the 10-yard line, so brings up 2nd down and about 3. And again, Parker Hazard, these Summit Spartans knocking on the door early in the 3rd.
Grayson Hill, one of those committee members on that Summit offense. So many different weapons that Destin Wade can use.
And this is where Wade is at his best. This time it's picked off in the end zone.
Huge defensive stand by the Vikings, Michael.
But we've got a flag down. We might have roughing the passer. We do. We have roughing the passer call. And that will give the Spartans another shot. As you take a look right here.
That was good defense, good pursuit by the Vikings. Number 11, Malik Booz, in there to pick it off. Unfortunate roughing the passer call.
Michael.
Just when the Vikings needed a huge stop to slow down that momentum. Now the Spartans are getting the help from the flag by the Northwest Vikings and able to now inside the 10-yard line.
So we didn't get to see the roughing the passer call, but Wade was driven into the dirt well after he had unloaded, and this puts the ball halfway or half the distance to the goal line. So the ball on the 7-yard line of Northwest. First and goal. Wade again to his brother, and there's Keaton Wade, and he's across the goal line, or no? No signal yet.
Michael, that's number 4, Trey Hunter, in for the first time.
Sorry about that, Trey Hunter. As I'm corrected.
No, your PA announcer here had the same thing. I thought it was as well, but first playing time of the game for Trey Hunter.
So right on the line is the Spartans, and they'll go ahead and sneak it across, and that is a touchdown for the Spartans as Destin Wade on the dive.
No surprise there.
So a nice opening drive for the Spartans here in the third quarter, 7:58 to go. The Spartans tacked their third touchdown of the game on the board.
Trey Hunter, one of the guards on the Summit Spartans basketball team, making his name known tonight, getting them close to the goal line and eventually to 21 points.
So Mooney again on the PAT, straight and true, and the Spartans of Summit High School take a 21-3 edge, 7:58 to go here in the third quarter.
Great first drive of the second half by the Spartans, Michael. Nice and quick, able to move the ball downfield very quickly. I think it would have been at least 3 or 4 plays less than what they ended up running with the offensive penalties that started that drive. But great job by Destin Wade and Keaton Wade starting off that drive, getting it downfield, and that roughing the passer call, bailing Destin's first errant throw of the night. That was picked off in the end zone and called back. So got some work to do, does Northwest, Michael, and going to need to score fast themselves if they are wanting to stay in this game. But with the change at quarterback, might look for Albury to carry that load as he's done so far this game.
So Mooney's been kicking it short lately. Has been giving Northwest some pretty decent field position lately. Can't tell exactly.
And once you say that, there standing at the 20-yard line is Travarius Albury himself there, looking to get a return.
So they'll do it again. Right at him. The line drive right to Albury, the quarterback. And he'll run into a stack of people there at the 30-yard line and be driven backwards. So Northwest takes over 1st and 10 just outside the 30-yard line, as the Spartans very much in command here, 21-3. But Northwest, as we've seen, Parker Hazard, has the ability to march it downfield pretty steadily.
They do, and I think the quarterback change, with Redden at the beginning, I think he might have gotten shaken up. And with that wing T offense, Albury and Nicholson were in the backfield. Now Albury playing the quarterback role, and as we see, the wing T concept is kind of out of it. But that stat you were referring to earlier, this Summit defense has only let up 7 points in the second half all year, and that was to Independence week 1.
So this time the give on the right side, and the Spartans chase that one down, but not before the ball carrier crosses the 35-yard line. Nicholson again, maybe a pickup of 3 yards.
This defensive Summit thrives on getting up early in the first half, and as we saw in that first possession this half, and wearing down the defense of their opponent and keeping fresh legs on defense. And like I said, 7 points all year, and that was week 1. So the past 4 weeks, they have not given up 1 point in the second half.
So Mickelson again, he tries to bounce his way through some Summit defenders, and he crosses the 40-yard line. Be close to the first down, maybe about 3 yards short.
It's also interesting, Albury, after every play, going over to his coach on the sideline to get the play maybe a little bit slower than they had initially planned on playing tonight, but they are doing the best they can with what they have. And Albury has shown up tonight to play. There he goes.
So Albury again running into the scrum. He'll have the first down, and they'll mark him right at the 45-yard line. So again, this Northwest offense, they can march steadily upfield. They're not the most, they don't have the most finesse in the world, but they do it kind of meat and potatoes style.
Yeah, a lot of size up front, as mentioned before. They get a good push off the line, and Albury having to do a lot this evening and improvise on a lot of plays, but just the sheer effort and heart that the Vikings have showed in adversity on offense has been great so far.
Mickelson able to bounce it to the outside, find some daylight, and we'll get into Spartan territory close to the 40-yard line. Correct me if I'm wrong, Parker. I don't know that was Nicholson or not.
It was Mickelson, and he was finally able to get in some space, and that was what Coach Coleman and the defensive coordinator for Summit in the coaches show talked about, Coach Melton, that the Vikings succeed when they are open in space and get out in space and able to make guys miss. And right there, as we saw Nicholson finally able to get some of that space, making a few men miss and getting the first down. So Summit going to need to tackle in space if.
So another steady dose of Nicholson as he gets up to the 35-yard line, pickup of maybe 5 yards on the play. Again, this Summit defense has been bend but don't break as they've held Northwest to a single field goal for the night. Forced a turnover in the second quarter on an interception, and it's been all Summit ever since. But Northwest, again, they have the capability. We've seen it in the first drive of the first quarter. Again, that give to Nicholson, and he's dragged down at the 30-yard line. He'll have the first down.
The Vikings are getting good push and good penetration up front, giving Nicholson a great amount of room there once he gets to the second level past the line of scrimmage. Good hard running and good first down there, Nicholson and the offensive line of Northwest.
So Northwest in business again, 1st and 10 from the Spartan 30-yard line as we tick to go, 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. This time they look to pass as Albury, he'll be bottled up. He'll have to race his way out of there, and he picks up some good yardage. He's close to the first down.
Great run.
Up to the 20, close to the 20-yard line, maybe a pickup of 8 on the play.
Joseph Bell, the senior linebacker, had Albury dead to rights in the backfield, and he was able to squeak free and get through in a solid first down pickup there when all was lost towards the beginning of the play. And just the grit and determination by number 10 in white tonight is unparalleled.
So 2nd down and 2. Northwest on the march yet again. Albury, again, the steady dose of Albury and Nicholson. This one stopped short by the Summit defense. Maybe a loss of a yard on the play.
Hayden Bell and Keaton Wade in there to get him in the backfield. That was just kind of a weak run. Nicholson didn't get a lot of momentum from the carry from Albury there, and nothing doing on that play. Didn't look like anything was going to develop after the snap.
Brings up 3rd down and 4 for the Northwest Vikings.
Up the middle with Albury.
Albury yet again, nothing doing. This time stuffed at the line. Jalen Harrod slamming the door on Albury there. And that'll bring up a big 4th down for Northwest. Take a look at it again as Harrod comes in, lowers the boom.
He was his assignment was to cover that gap there. I don't know if it was A, B, or C gap. That's above my pay grade. But the young man did it and met Albury in the backfield once again. And I think with that heavy load that Albury's had tonight, he's getting a little bit tired. Going to need to look for some help from his fellow Vikings on offense as they look to regroup with the timeout.
So the Vikings will have to call timeout. 2:48 to go here in the third quarter. And
Summit with a big defensive stand brings up a 4th down and 5.
We want to thank Sonic of Dairy Farms for sponsoring tonight's game.
Once again, next week we will be at Centennial High School for the annual Battle of Franklin between the Centennial Cougars and the Franklin Rebels.
And a nice cold ice cream, and tell them thank you for their sponsorship.
Got a fantastic schedule coming up for the month of October. Like we said, next week is Franklin at Centennial. We'll see the Cougars again the following week at Page.
Looking for a field goal here. Anthony Huggins going to show off that leg again.
So Northwest tries the field goal here.
42 yards.
And didn't quite get it down and falls just short, so no good on the field goal. Snap was bobbled a little bit. I don't know if that gave the kicker enough momentum to get to the ball, but that will fall short. And again, Parker, Spartans hold on defense.
Yeah, Ethan Hackett with a fumbling the low snap, able to get it back. Huggins not able to get it quite there. Like you said, I think the momentum was hurt by that. But yeah, this Summit offense, I don't see any deceleration that's going to be happening. I look for another spread out offense, different looks from different guys, and getting the ball downfield again.
So Wade again to Wade. This time maybe a pickup of 5 yards on the first down play. Clock ticks away to 2.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Looks like Trey Hunter once again getting another turn in the backfield. Number 4 for the Spartans getting another look.
That's exactly right, the 11th grader, Trey Hunter. This time it looks like to Pierce, and he'll find a little bit of daylight on that right side, makes it way up to the 40-yard line before he's chopped down after a first down.
Great hard run in space by Pierce. Took a pretty decent shot there at the end of the play, but solid ball carrying and solid run. Everybody swinging out to the right side. Getting good blocks upfield. And Pierce just lowered his shoulder and getting through. Gerentano able to stop him there after the big gain.
So stack 3 receivers to the left. Wade, he'll roll out to the left. This time fires, got his man, overthrows. Andrew Pierce, incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Great blocking up front by the offensive line. Gave Destin Wade plenty of time. And plenty of time for that route to develop for Pierce. Looked like he went more of a flat crossing pattern as Wade, judging by the trajectory of the football, was looking for a post. But nonetheless, not a bad first down shot look there by the Spartans.
So 2nd down and 10. Wade again swings it out wide, this time again to Pierce. He'll find some space and cross the 45-yard line up close to midfield, short of the first down. Trajectory, they teach you that word over at Independence High School?
They did, and they taught me a lot of other words as well that have brought me to where I am today. So thank you very much to Independence High School. But I like that play call there. I like 2 passes in a row, getting a quick pass to Pierce in space and look for the ball to stay on the ground here and can run downhill, possibly with Trey Hunter as in a little bit of a change of plays here from the sideline is Wade.
So Wade will check out of his play, under a minute to go in the third quarter. Wade again, that time to his brother Keaton Wade, and Northwest. I believe that was Trey Hunter again. Thank you very much.
Crawford once again from his safety position, getting in the backfield. Number 24 there for the Vikings on defense has been a workhorse all around the ball tonight. Him and Gerentano as well. So good job by Northwest forcing a punt. Needing a momentum shift here real bad if they're looking to keep alive in this game tonight.
So I believe this is Brady Pierce set to kick it away.
Another high short one.
And see what kind of bounce it takes. Will take a Summit bounce and die just inside the 15-yard line of Northwest. So the Vikings will take over 1st and 10, 2.5 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Northwest down 21-3 as we enter the fourth. Well, have one play, I guess, for the third quarter and then get into the fourth.
You get it. Tavares Albury back on the field leading his offense for the Vikings. Bittersweet, but didn't get a lot of rest time on the sidelines by the defensive stand that they got, but get another chance real quick to get into that lead.
So Nicholson again on the give, and the Spartans will swallow that up at the 10-yard line. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. So at the end of 3, again, no scoring there in the third, but Summit holding on to a 5-0 record on this season, and they're threatening to make it 6-0 unless Northwest can come up with some quick scores here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it looks like as this game has gone on, Michael, that the Summit defense has actually gotten faster. That play right there, the penetration up the middle, nothing doing for Nicholson. And I think what has gone well for the Vikings on offense is when they kind of gone a little more lateral and with Nicholson and leaving Albury, the guy to go inside and a little grungier runs. But that with that stat in the balance, no points led up in the second half since week 1 by the Spartans. They're definitely showing how they've gotten that done so far. Like I said, that defense just looks like they've gotten faster. So we'll see what kind of a drive and how much pride can be instilled in these Vikings on this very important fourth quarter drive inside their own 15-yard line in the red zone, second and long, Michael. So we'll see what we have in store for us.
So here we go, set to start the fourth quarter. And the Summit Spartans sniffing a 6-0 start on the season. Got a massive matchup with Page High School next week. And a huge region game. So Northwest second down and 12 just outside their own 10-yard line. And looks like we've got movement up front. Flags come in and false start on Northwest, so back them up another 5 yards, and they are going backwards, second down and 17 now.
Yeah, they're right before, in the pre-snap, right before the Vikings were going to snap the ball. Summit brought the extra 3 guys there in the box, showing a lot of pressure, and got the Vikings offensive front a little shaken there. So a lot of work to do for the Vikings. Let's see what they can do.
They've got to make it up to the 25-yard line for a first down. Albury set back to pass, and that one will fall too far.
Albury took a shot there after that pass at the end of the play, but first time tonight we've gotten to see his arm open up, and that was not a bad-looking pass, Michael. Overthrew his receiver and the defender, luckily, but not a bad-looking throw. And judging by the down and distance here, possibly looking for the same type of play.
Well, it looks like Northwest will have no choice but to try to open things up here.
It's just so hard, at the 6-yard line, too,
So under 12 to go. Well, just underway here in the fourth quarter, under 12 to go. We started off at 12 minutes. So third down and 18 again. Have to get up to about the 25-yard line, and nothing doing as the Spartan defense closes the door quickly on Northwest, and that
Keaton Wade once again, Michael, in there to ruin the party.
So the Spartans set to have fantastic field position here as Ashton LaBelle heads back to about the 35-yard line.
he can get any kind of return on this, this will be monumental field position for. And the snap will go out of the back of the end zone, and that will be a safety. And nothing going Northwest way at this point.
We'll see what they're going to call. I think it was out of the back of the end zone, so it will be a safety.
So they'll call that a safety.
I was going to say pre-snap that hopefully they can get the ball off because the Spartans were showing pressure there, and punter unable to carry in the snap there. Unfortunate for Northwest as it is.
Check out the missed snap right here.
The night's just getting longer for Northwest, which is unfortunate. They're valiant effort so far tonight, but depth has been an issue, and Summit has been able to wear down Northwest on both sides of the ball. And I do not, like I said earlier, I don't see Summit slowing down anytime soon. They're gonna want to continue to put points on the board.
So they'll confirm it. It is a safety. And tack on 2 more points for Summit. So our new score, 23-3, and they will receive the ball again on the punt from Northwest.
A couple other games going on tonight in the county and different regions around the county, Michael. Brentwood, after the huge win last week against Ravenwood, hosting CPA. Centennial hosting Shelbyville, as you mentioned earlier, for their homecoming. And Franklin looking to get back in the win column at McGavick, who is 0-5. So hopefully they can get some momentum in their schedule going into Centennial next week. And Independence hot, 4-1 and 2-0 in their region at Hendersonville this evening. Just some of the games around the league. And in this region, Page at Giles County. So Page warming up for their big matchup against Summit next week. And we'll see what Summit decides to do, Michael, as far as personnel usage as the remainder of this game goes.
So Northwest will tee it up at the 20-yard line. Wirtz and Cotton set to receive after the safety. So a nice kickoff. This is set to return. I believe that is Kanata Wirtz, and he'll find a little daylight on that right side before finally being run out of bounds. Close to midfield. So again, Parker Hazard, these Summit Spartans with decent field position, and they can kind of slam the door here with just under 11 minutes to play in the ball game.
Yeah, and I see nothing but that happening as we see both teams trotting out on the field. A lot more pep in those blue uniform steps. Vikings of Northwest side definitely wearing down and getting tired.
So they give inside, this time to number 28. That is Jacalian Cotton, and he'll cross midfield, have the first down up to the Northwest 45-yard line.
And I think this is going to be a chance for Summit to show the multiple usages of their running game as far as personnel, and maybe give guys extra chances to do things, as well as moving the ball very proficiently.
Again, they're giving, well, no, Wade will keep it, and some fine running there by Destin Wade before he's finally taken down at the 30-yard line.
He got popped pretty hard there at the end, Michael.
Slow to get up. He looked like he may have turned an ankle up underneath somebody.
Kind of got folded, but first of all, what a great read by Destin Wade, pulling the ball back from Cotton, and just challenging the defense there. As we see, it looks like he might have gotten his feet rolled under him a little bit there, as he will take a rest.
So Wade will take a breather on the sideline. Max Fell, number 8, the new quarterback now, comes in
And huge stop by the Vikings defense. Sorry, Michael.
So Cotton will be stopped short, just outside the 30-yard line. Clock ticks away, approaching 9.5 to go in the ball game.
Michael, I didn't notice Albury on defense, but he's the one that just made that stop there. So that kid is all over the field tonight for Northwest.
So Fell, again, the new quarterback, as Wade goes out with what looked to be maybe an ankle injury. Came up hobbling after being tackled. This time out to Pierce on that left side. Finds a little running room and will be run out of bounds. But there's a flag on the field.
Looks like that's going to be Grayson Hill on the sweep there, Michael, but looks like it'll be going backwards, judging by the spot of the flag on the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
Heavy dose of run package by the Spartans, I would assume. Kind of chew that clock out.
So the penalty will back the Spartans up to the Northwest 39-yard line.
It will remain second down and 19 for the Spartans.
Summit has to get up to the 20-yard line for a first down. Second and 19. Fell again at quarterback, this time the inside give. And help me out with our ball carrier there, Parker.
That was a nice run there by Grayson Hill. Fake the inside give, toss it to Hill, getting space laterally on the outside and getting 8 yards. Still 3rd and long. We'll see if Coach Coleman will keep the ball on the ground or see what the sophomore quarterback Fell can do through the air.
So 3rd down and 11. We still have to get to the 20-yard line again. This is Cotton, and he's up inside the 25-yard line. I would suspect that they will likely go ahead and go with this.
Got to, yeah. I don't see any reason not to. Kyson Rhodes in on the stop of Cotton there on that last play, and as we see, I believe you're right. They're going to go ahead and go for it, 4th and 5.
So Fell again, two receivers right, sends his man in motion, looks to his right, will roll to his right, left-handed pass, and falls incomplete.
Lefty.
And so the Northwest holds on downs, and they'll take over 1st and 10.
Definitely didn't see that coming.
From their own 25-yard line.
Well, Michael, Northwest has not checked out of this ball game, holding up strong on defense. Offense still attempting to move the ball as well as they can, this time outside of their red zone. So hopefully looking to get some better momentum here and try to break the no scoring second half streak that Summit has.
So Aubrey again over the top, and that one way out of the reach of his receiver.
First down play, incomplete pass. It'll be second down and 10.
And in coverage there,
Pierce on coverage.
Michael, was Brady Pierce and Andrew Pierce's younger brother, as we mentioned earlier. And I think if he had his eyes on the receiver, if he had more on the ball, I think he might have been able to pick that off, and we'd have a different story here. But luckily, overthrown.
So something we talked about it earlier in the game, but the two-way star for Summit High School, George Odemegwu, not dressing out tonight. Not exactly sure what's going on, but the senior back and defensive star not playing tonight.
As of yesterday, he was starting, according to Coach Coleman. And
this one is swallowed up as Albury takes the sack.
Keaton Wade and Arnold in there to meet him. Hey, how you doing? Huge sack. But yeah, I think Odemegwu, Michael, might just be, I don't know, resting, something that he might be wanting to get better. And saving himself for the big region matchup next week against Page. And, I mean, why not? The rest of his boys are taking care of business so far tonight.
Sure enough, that backs the Vikings up to their own 16-yard line. 3rd down and 19. They've got to get up to the 35 now for a first down, and they'll go ahead and call a timeout. 6:53 to go in the ball game.
Just want to point out on that replay there, Keaton Wade, just a very quick hand swat there on the offensive lineman, had his way with him and gave Auburn no time back there.
Take a look at the Spartan coaching staff addressing the troops. Not sure, I'd love to check this, but I don't know if Summit has been 6-0, has gone undefeated this deep in the season before. They've had a couple of nice state playoff runs, ended by Beach High School, I believe last year and even the year before that.
I want to say 2 years ago they did go undefeated. Especially the region. They might have lost. That might have been the game. They've beat Independence the past 2 or 3 years. I know they have dominated this region, them and Page, so far the past 2 or 3 years. They finally got that depth and older players in leadership to be able to dominate this region.
So 3rd down and 19. Albury back to pass, and this one falls incomplete.
Good effort.
Well defended on the play was Kanata Wirtz. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, Girantano in there, the intended receiver, made the best effort he could. Had to play a little bit of defense to make sure Wirtz did not pick that ball off. But I don't know, good protection, good decision making by Albury, getting the ball out of his hands. Just unable to connect and being forced to punt are the Vikings. Cleaner snap, cleaner hold.
So fair catch called for by LaBelle. Brings up 1st down and 10, and again, we've said it before, the Spartans could close the door with this drive.
Looks like Max Fell will be going back in at quarterback for the Spartans.
So a lot of clean uniforms coming out for Summit. Don't know if this is a B squad or not. Well, again, give inside to LaBelle. I believe that's he.
Or Cotton.
Cotton, my fault. And he'll be dropped at the 50-yard line.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 13. The ball at midfield.
Minus Keaton Wade, looks like a lot of the same personnel on offense. Cotton seeing a lot more plays here as well. Keaton Wade been playing more one way in the second half, I think.
So again, that left-handed pass, and that one will fall short.
Okay, they finally called it incomplete. They gave it a second, might have been a forward pass.
Pass intended for John Casey. Brings up 3rd down.
After that incomplete pass, Michael, that stops the clock, something that I'm sure the Spartans did not want to happen.
Little different coming from a left-hander. 3rd down and 13. Got to get up past the 40-yard line for a first down.
Draw.
And this time got some daylight, and they'll have the first down. As Cotton was run out of bounds.
He was finally able to get some space and show off those wheels. He's been more in between the tackles so far tonight, Michael, as we see here, getting it. The draw and bounces it out to the outside and just puts it in gear and takes off.
So a huge first down for Summit. And this time, I believe I want to say that's Pierce.
So it looks like Grayson Hill again.
Grayson Hill, excuse me.
Loses the ball.
Ball will dribble out of bounds as Hill will have it up close to the 20-yard line. Clock continues to move, thankfully, for the Spartans. And they're just shy of the first down, brings up. So this will be 2nd down and 3 for the Spartans. Clock continues to move. Under 5.5 to go in the ball game. Lots of folks spread out to the right. Fell again, that inside give. This time to Pierce, and he'll cross the 20-yard line and have the first down.
Pierce finally coming from his wide out position, motioning in, and
Well, actually, they won't give him the first down. Thought all he had to do was cross the 20-yard line, but he's just shy of the first. So 3rd down and 1 is what they'll call it, and now it's first down. As Northwest will jump off sides and a free first down for the Spartans. That penalty will move the ball inside the 15-yard line.
And that's the last thing Northwest wants to do, make it any easier for the Spartans to increase on this lead. Vikings have done a good job only holding them to 10 points so far in the second half. Excuse me. 9 points with the safety, that's right.
Don't ask me, I'm an English teacher.
Okay. Math is not what I want to be talking about either.
So the give inside, and the Spartans will cross the 10-yard line. Cotton again inside the 10.
The point of what I was trying to say is that so far the Vikings have only let up 1 touchdown from the Spartans in this half, so they have done a good job.
Not sure where that game is next week. Is that do you know if that's at Page or here?
Man, that's a really good question. I know I might have it in my
in your notebook.
In my notebook there.
Ball's on the floor, and Fell will have to fell on it. See what I did there?
I did. It was very very witty of you. I want to say that it's here because 2 years ago I remember calling the Page game and it was here. And again, that might be last year because I remember calling about Bubba Johnson, but nonetheless, I expect another great turnout and atmosphere similar to what you got to witness last week at Brentwood.
So 3rd and 10, the long sweep. I believe this is Pierce again, and he'll be chopped down just shy of the 10-yard line.
Once again, another great stop by the Vikings, forcing a 4th down, and I think it looks like Mooney was on his way out.
So the Spartans not in any big hurry here as the clock ticks under 3 minutes to play. I don't know. Do you go ahead and roll the bones and go ahead and go for this on this 4th down?
Mooney's up there next to Coach Coleman. You know, a little bit of confusion, thinking that he might be coming in to just tack on 3 points here. I think they might be just letting the clock run down.
They might go ahead
and call a timeout.
So 2-1 on the play clock, 2:33, and Summit will go ahead and take the timeout.
Fourth and 8 on the 12-yard line. I don't see any reason to go for it, Michael. I think just let Mooney kick the field goal, get 3 points, and let your defense close out the game. But again, with Brian Coleman, we never know. So many different plays and things that he's very unpredictable, but it looks like they are going to send the special teams unit out there to try to tack on a 3 spot.
So they'll go ahead and tee it up for what looks to be about a 29-yard field goal as Mooney lines up.
That's good math.
Thank you. And ball is bobbled, and they've got to dig their way out of it.
Is he going to throw it?
Looks like he is, and that will fall short, but we've got a flag on the play.
I wonder what they're going to call on that. What effort by number 13, the holder on that play, Brady Pierce, the sophomore.
So they call an ineligible receiver downfield, which is
That's what I was thinking.
kind of typical for a field goal unit and
Especially when you're not planning to pass it.
a blown snap like that. So, nevertheless, 2:24 to go in the ball game. Again, the Spartans holding on to a 23-3 lead, looking to go 6-0 on the year. Are the Summit Spartans?
You can see the replay there on that throw by Pierce of how close they were to connecting that, regardless of the ineligible receiver. That was a great play.
So Albury back to pass this time, and just out of the outstretched arms of his receiver.
Garantano was there, Michael. Looked like Albury kind of threw it a little bit behind him, trying to finesse it into the middle of that zone coverage on the outside. Good defense by Summit.
So it's going to be a long drive back to Clarksville tonight for these Vikings.
I think it'd be a long drive back to Clarksville regardless. That just
Yeah, well,
that just sounds long.
and they're in the southern part of the county,
That's
too.
right.
So 2:17 to go in the ball game.
Spreading it out.
Albury again calls his own number, and he's up the gut and is stopped just on the outside of the 15-yard line. Clock continues to tick away. Under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Again, hopefully you're joining us tonight on our live stream on Facebook or YouTube. Parker Hazard alongside me, Michael Williams. We will be at Centennial High School next week for the Battle of Franklin between the Cougars and the Rebs.
I think you and Paul will have that one. I may try to sneak out to find out where the location of the Summit Page game is and kind of give you guys some play-by-play reports as you did with us last week at Brentwood. But that's a matchup that I would love to see. But I can't say enough about Clarksville Northwest's just their effort tonight and ability to stay in this game. Only given up 23 points so far. 23-3 is the score. And like I said, only let up one touchdown this half, in the second half from the Spartans. And that's something that usually does not happen. Summit is able to drive the ball down the field very fast, put their foot on your throat, and just send you packing to the buses early. But Northwest has answered to that and not let that happen. And you would love for them, if you're the Vikings, to get some points on the board here. 1:28 left, but cannot leave this stadium unhappy with the effort by the Vikings.
So 3rd down and 6. Albury back to pass. And this one is picked off. That could do it. And that will go all the way. Call it a pick 6.
Looks like that was Kanata Wirtz, Michael.
Wirtz with the touchdown and interception, and that will definitely close the book on Northwest.
Well, let me rephrase what I said. The offense of Summit has not reached the end zone only but once this half. So great job defensively by the Vikings on that, but even better job by Wirtz. Textbook pick 6 play there. Kept his eyes on the ball, and no question about it. Oh, now we got to switch out the balls, Michael.
So Mooney looks to make this a 30-3 lead, and whistles
Once
before
again.
the snap. Offsides against Northwest.
And all we're trying to do is kick an extra point, Michael.
That's right. So Parker, you and I are back for Centennial at Page on the 10th. Talked about last week, or next weekend, of course. And then huge battle on the 18th between the Bruins of Brentwood. They're at Franklin. And we'll close out the month of October with Nolensville at Franklin. So we'll see Centennial twice more. We'll see Franklin 3 more times.
Next 3 weeks, Franklin does not have a very easy schedule.
No, they've got kind of a murderer's row.
I mean, Nolensville down there 4A, playing like they're in 5A.
So finally we get the kick away. And Mooney splits the uprights to make the game 30-3, 1:17 to go in the ball game.
Speaking of the Knights out in Nolensville, just to remind myself, they are actually 4-0 and 2-0 in their region, Michael. Hosting Columbia Central tonight, who's 4-1. So that's going to be for first place in that region. I'm assuming that is Central's first region game, but a big one at that. And Nolensville, another one of those newer programs that are finally getting some age to their program and some depth. Excuse me. And starting to be more successful and successful each year.
Broadcast there, we see the pick 6 again. As Kanata works a straight line to the end zone. So Mooney set to kick it away. This one pretty much in the books. As the Summit Spartans will move to 6-0 on the year. Northwest will fall to 3-3. Short kick.
See what Aubrey could do here.
Aubrey, again, he makes it up to close to midfield.
I'll tell you what, I love that. I love that kid's game. All night tonight, Michael, he's shown nothing but effort and shown the leadership that offense is needed, and on both sides of the ball, and defense as well, playing on both sides. And Javarius Aubrey is to be commended for his play tonight, this evening. Even though going to be falling to 3-3, like you said, going to have some good film to watch from this game and to improve on as the year goes on, as looks like Tackett's in for Aubrey at quarterback.
Timeout call, Summit.
So the Spartans will take a timeout. 1:02 to go in the ball game. So about 3 more plays perhaps for Northwest, and this one will be in the books. Very give inside, and again, Summit nothing doing.
Aaron Schlagen, number 18, getting his first carry of the night for the Vikings.
And that'll take under 1 minute.
Well, Paul, something that Brian Coleman, head coach of Summit Spartans, had mentioned today in the coaches show was the focus of the team since it's homecoming week and homecoming night. Does not look like anybody was distracted at the least tonight. Good solid victory for Summit Spartans.
So another give inside, and this time finding a little daylight. I believe that is Nicholson yet again.
Looks like a 48.
So that'll probably do it. I think they will go ahead and whistle this one up as we tick under 15 seconds to go. And I think Northwest will go ahead and throw in the towel. So the Summit Spartans 6-0 to start the season. Northwest drops to 3-3. Next week, these Summit Spartans, again, huge region matchup against Page, and they can go into that game with a huge, enormous amount of confidence. So your final score from Summit High School, the Summit Spartans 30, the Northwest Vikings 3. Join us next week for the Battle of Franklin, Centennial versus Franklin, for Parker Hazard and all of the crew here at the WCTV Game of the Week. My name is Michael Williams. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday night.
Cheers.
Safe drive home. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here.